Welcome back to another review, guys. Really appreciate you guys coming and watching and pressing that like button if you like it, pressing that subscribe button if you want to see more. Again, really appreciate you guys watching my videos here. So today I have another review of another Chromebook. This is the Asus C302CA. I want to make sure that I'm saying that right. Asus C302CA. It's their Chromebook Flip, some people call it, 12.5 inch. It's meant to compete with kind of the Samsung Chromebook Pros and the Pluses, and even the Pixelbook a little bit, even though it's less than half the cost of the Pixelbook, if you can believe that. I just wanted to pick it up, do a little review on it, see how it works, see how it feels, and see if it's a good option for you to buy. So let's get into it. So in terms of build, this is a very nice machine. It has this nice aluminum brushed silver casing to it. Single Asus brand logo in the middle that's also shiny and reflective, which I think is a nice touch. They have the little Chrome logo here. I think almost all Chromebooks have this little Chrome logo on the top or somewhere on it. It's not my favorite logo. Makes it look a little kiddish to me, but I guess they have to put that in there. And in terms of weight, it's very light. It's not like a MacBook 12-inch light, but I think it's like 2.6, 2.7 pounds. It's pretty thin. It'll fit great into a briefcase or a laptop. It's got nice rounded edges, and even the edge right here where it kind of meets each other, it's a little bit rounded compared to like the Pixelbook, which is pretty sharp right here. This just feels great to hold. So on the bottom, it's pretty simple, just 4 rubber feet keeping it in place, and it does keep it in place very nicely. Little product information like model number and serial number and stuff like that right there, and then some screws, and that's pretty much it. You'll have to excuse my computer, it's a little bit dirty right now, but I should probably wipe this down before I filmed it, but you can get a good sense of what the bottom looks like here. So taking a look at the I/O on this device, we have on this side a USB-C, which you can charge from, a volume rocker up and down, a power button, headphone jack, and then a speaker. On the other side, we have another USB-C, which you can also charge from, a full-size SD card reader, and then another speaker. Alright, so once you open this guy up, you're met with this very nice keyboard. One of the best keyboards on a Chromebook that you'll find. It's got a nice travel to it, and you might not be able to see it. I'll try to zoom in a little bit, but the keys are actually textured, which I've never personally seen before, but they have like this almost like a popcorn ceiling effect to them. I'm not sure why they did it, maybe just to give it a little more feel for your fingertips, but it's very strange, but it's still, I mean, whether you like it or not, it's still just a great keyboard to have. It is backlit, which is very rare for Chromebooks to have. I know the Samsungs, like the Pro and the Plus, don't have backlighting. This one does. The trackpad is a little bit small, but I mean, it's probably the size of any normal Windows computer has. I'm used to using a MacBook, so it feels a little bit small to me, but I guess it's probably more of like average size, I should say. It's I believe it's plastic. It's not quite as smooth as like the Pixelbook is, or the like a MacBook is, because they are glass. This one's I believe it's plastic. Still, it's very responsive, does the job very well, and the click is nice and quiet, which I like. It's very responsive as well. So this has a full-size keyboard, which is really nice, because if you're considering this, you're probably considering the Samsung Chromebook Pro or Plus lineup too, and those actually have to cut off these side buttons quite a bit to fit their keyboard onto their chassis. So for instance, the backspace button, it's probably about half the size on the Samsung lineup than it is here. Just something to be aware of, but nice quick access keys up here, like to brightness, to volume, to your dock, and back refresh and those sort of things. And then I'll just type a little bit so you can hear the keyboard. It's very nice, nice travel and a nice response. So not a lot of clickiness to them, but again, they feel great. Taking a look at the display here, it's a good display overall. I will say I really like it. It's not the best out there. It's not even the best on Chromebooks out there. The Samsung Chromebook Pro plus the Pixelbook all have higher resolution, brighter, nicer displays than this one. However, this one, I mean, it's still a good display. It's full HD. It's 1920 by 1080. It's 12.5 inches across. However, some things I don't like about this display is the bezels are quite thick. The panel itself is very reflective. If you're trying to use this thing outdoors, good luck, because first, it's a reflective panel, and second, the display just doesn't get all of that bright. And I tried to take it outside once, and I just I could barely see the screen. All I could see was my reflection. So something to be considered if you're thinking about using this outside. And as many of you know, this is a 2-in-1 device, so you can pick it up and flip it around like this. Use it as a tablet if you wish. I don't use it all that much like this, just because as a tablet, it's over 2.5 pounds. Gets to be pretty heavy holding it like this, and it's kind of bulky, but it's a feature if you wanted to use it that way. How I do use it is I will set it up like this. I'll pull the screen forward, and then I'll just pop on a TV show or a movie and watch it like this, hands-free, because it's set up in like this stand mode. Great for traveling. Set it up on like an airplane tray, and you can watch your content just like this, which is pretty nice. Other than that, I don't really use it all that much. So under the hood of this guy, we have an Intel Core M3 processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and 32 gigabytes of SSD. Now, that may not sound like great specs, but for Chrome OS, it's really all that you need, because it's such a lightweight operating system. You really don't need much more than that. Plus, the M3 is fanless and it disperses heat quite well. So this thing doesn't really get all that warm at all. So it's great in that sense. And it really does just zip around. You can just see, I'll just open up some things here. You can see how fast they load. So that's Slack. Here's my Google Drive. And we'll go and load Trello. I mean, these things are loading up so quick. And what you can do here is you can click on this little button right here to get to your apps, or you can just swipe up from the bottom and you can see all your apps right here. So I'll just load a few more so you can see what they look like. Here's Netflix. You can see how fast that loads. It's just crazy. Let's see. Let's do Weather Channel. And then we'll do, let's see here, let's do ESPN. So, I mean, just to give you a little bit of an example of how fast these things load, it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's, like I said, the specs aren't the best that you'll see out there, but for how this computer uses them, it's just lightning fast, and I couldn't be more happy with the speed. So one thing you'll have to kind of get used to is figuring out which apps you want to use for your work, for your play, anything that you want to do, because there's 2 different app stores on these devices now. There is the Google Play Store now, which is pretty recent to Chromebooks. So you can go through and pretty much download any Android app that you can think of. So it has access to all these apps here. And then the other store is the Google Web Store, which has a ton of apps that are just web-based applications of different things that you could use. So it just pulls up kind of the website version of them. And you just have to kind of go through and maybe download the same app from each and figure out which one that you like best. For instance, I use Slack and I download, this is the Android version of it, but then you can go and open up Google Docs, and this is obviously the web-based version of it. It's just kind of really figuring out what you know, which one you like more. One thing about the Google Play Store apps is that these are pretty much all of them are optimized for a cell phone. So you can blow some of them up and they look fine, but some of them, like I'll just pull up Instagram for instance, you're kind of stuck with this 5-inch phone version of the app on your 12-inch screen, which is a little bit weird, but I guess the nice thing about this is you can also have a couple of these going at the same time. You can put one right here, and you know, multitask between the three. But just to let you know that they're not all optimized for a big screen like this. So I just want to show you some quick web browsing, just because a lot of people will be using this machine for web browsing and email checking and that sort of thing. So I'll just pop open Chrome and you can see how fast this loads up, and I'll just start popping open some websites and opening up more tabs, and you can just see what this looks like under some load here. Here's my website if you guys want to check it out, anywilder.com. Little plug. Starting to slow down a little bit with a couple tabs open. Oh, that one was a lot faster. That might have just been my website then. Amazon. Still super fast. I mean, you can see I'm opening up more and more tabs as I go here. Got about, I don't know, maybe 15 tabs open, and it's just loading super fast still. So we'll just keep, I mean, look at that. I mean, the performance on this thing is just great. If you're worried about this thing being slow, I hope that this puts your mind at ease. So the last thing I just want to do is show you how loud the speakers get. They're pretty good speakers. They get nice and loud. You have to remember that this is only a $475 machine, so the bass isn't going to be the greatest, but I'm pretty impressed with how loud the speakers get. So I'm just going to pop open Netflix here, start a movie up. I'm going to put our trusty microphone next to the computer so you can hear it, and then I'm going to make sure the volume is all the way up, which it is. All right, so let's fire this up so you can hear it.
I'm all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, I'm all the way up, I'm all the way up, nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Shorty, what you want, shorty, what you need, my niggas run the game, we ain't never leave, counting up this money, we ain't never sleep, you got a big one, Dr. C, another day, another life, hell yeah.
So you can hear it there. It's just nice and loud, a little bit twingy, not the best bass, but if you're watching a movie, watching TV shows, it's going to be great. So overall, I mean, would I recommend this? For sure. I mean, this is a great machine. It's well built. It's super fast. It does what it does very well. Who would I recommend this to? Anyone that's looking for a secondary computer. I don't think this would be a great full-on work machine. I don't think it can replace your full-on work machine, but for anyone looking for a personal machine to web surf or to check emails, play games, or I should say Android games, not kind of the high intensive ones, but anything like that, if you just want a, you know, a nicely built computer that's fast and that will, you know, get kind of your personal usage done, and you can watch, you know, shows or movies on and flip into tablet on and that sort of thing. This is a great computer. hands down one of the best Chromebooks out there. And especially for the money, I would take this over the Pixelbook because it's more than $500 less. So I hope this review helps you guys. If you liked it, make sure to press that like button and make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be coming out with more videos soon. Thanks again. We'll catch you on the next one.